Hello everyone and welcome to Barca News. It's December 17th, 2022, and it seems like Barcelona could be missing out on the signing of two young and upcoming talents. Also, Inter Milan are still interested in signing Franck Kessie, and it seems that Xavi has found the solution to replace Robert Lewandowski. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and Croatia defeated Morocco today 2-1 to claim the third place in the 2022 Qatar World Cup. This is the second medal in a row for Croatia after losing to France in the final of the World Cup in 2018. And this is a huge achievement for such a small country of 3.2 million people. Now, even though Morocco lost today's match, they have still captured the hearts of millions after an incredible run in the World Cup where they defeated Belgium and eliminated Spain and Portugal, and they became the first African nation and the first Arab nation to reach the semifinals in the history of the World Cup. Now, this is an incredible run for a team that many did not believe could even get out of the group stages before the World Cup began. And this is the beautiful thing about the sport of football and the beautiful thing about this international competition that we call the World Cup, because the unthinkable and the unimaginable can happen when people come together. And this is, of course, a great lesson for what humans can achieve with grit and determination. Now, tomorrow will be the day that we've all been waiting for the past 4 years, when we're going to find out who's going to lift the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, whether it's going to be Lionel Messi's Argentina or Kylian Mbappe's France. Now, as I've mentioned before, I personally would like to see Argentina win so I can see Lionel Messi finally lift that long-awaited World Cup and to see him end such an amazing career by lifting the only trophy that he has yet to win. But I would like to hear from you, so please drop a comment down below letting me know who you would like to see lift the World Cup in tomorrow's final. Now, there is good news for Argentinians, and it seems that Lionel Messi has now been declared 100% fit, because it seems that Messi has been suffering from some problems and some discomfort, and he has finally been able to recover from this discomfort, and he has been declared 100% fit for tomorrow's match. Now, in Argentina's practices, Lionel Scaloni has been seen trying out different formations, and it seems that Argentina could be starting a 5-3-2 formation tomorrow in order to contain Kylian Mbappe. Now, there is bad news for France, and it seems that there is a virus going on in the French camp, and it seems that many players have caught it and are now sick, including Tchouaméni, Upamecano, Konate, Coman, Rabiot, Varane, and even Theo Hernandez. Now, of course, this could be all a rumor, or it could be a tactic being used by the French camp, because after all, we heard the same thing about the Netherlands before their match against the USA, and we still saw all of their players being declared fit, and the Netherlands were able to eliminate the USA 3-1 and qualify to the quarterfinals. Now, either way, it's expected that tomorrow's final is going to be very exciting and very well fought between two teams that will be looking to win their third World Cup. Now, before we continue with the news, if you haven't yet hit the subscribe button, please make sure you do so. It only takes a second, it's free, and by doing so, you will be helping this small and humble channel continue to grow so I can continue bringing you the most up-to-date news about our beloved club, FC Barcelona. Now, if you have hit the subscribe button, I would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart for your continuous support to this channel. Now, with the holidays right around the corner, if you want to buy your loved ones any football jerseys or fan memorabilia, make sure you hit the kickback where they have a 65% off. So make sure you hit the link down below. Now, Ousmane Dembélé has given some pretty interesting statements ahead of tomorrow's final about his former teammate Lionel Messi, and Dembélé has revealed that he has a very good relationship with the Argentinian captain, where they keep in touch and they constantly call each other and send each other text messages. Now, Dembélé spoke about sharing a locker room with Lionel Messi for 4 years, and he said, "Messi is an exceptional player, one of those who made me love Barcelona along with Iniesta. I spent 4 great years with him. He's a normal guy in the dressing room. He helps young players. He gave me a lot. He's difficult to control, and we'll have to do everything we can to make sure he touches the ball as little as possible." Now, Dembélé also credited Lionel Messi for helping him develop his own game, because Dembele confessed that when he first arrived at Barcelona and he was only 20 years old, all he thought about was dribble past players, and even when he was confronted with 3 defenders, the only thing on his mind was to dribble past those 3 defenders. And every time he attempted to do that, or he did do that, Lionel Messi would pull him to the side and tell him to calm down, to relax, that he still has another 10 teammates that can help him out. And Dembele said that that has helped him a lot to calm down and relax during matches and to be able to make better decisions rather than just thinking about dribbling past the entire opposing team. Now, while we're on international football, as I reported in yesterday's video, Sergio Busquets has announced his retirement from international football after spending 15 years and 143 appearances for the Spanish national football team that saw him lift the 2010 World Cup and the 2012 Euros Cup. Now, Xavi Hernandez has spoken about Sergio Busquets' decision to retire from international football, and he said, "In the end, it's a personal decision that you make when you feel the time is right. You will have seen it like this. I wish you luck. He is a player who has made history, a legend, one of the best midfielders in world soccer, and the best defensive midfielder in the history of Spain. I congratulate him." Now, these statements go to show how much Xavi Hernandez thinks of Sergio Busquets, as he considers him one of the best midfielders in the world and the best defensive midfielder in the history of Spain. And as I reported previously, Xavi is trying to convince Sergio Busquets to stay in the club for one more season past the expiration of his contract in the summer of 2023, so Busquets could mentor his replacement and continue to be a leader in the locker room, because Xavi depends a lot on Sergio Busquets to his own detriment in certain circumstances. Now, on to the news that Barcelona could be missing out on the signing of 2 young and upcoming talents. Now, the first player that Barcelona could be missing out on signing is Youssef Moukoko, who we've been talking about for quite some time. And as I reported previously, Moukoko's contract with Dortmund will expire in the summer of 2023. Now, Dortmund is keen on extending Moukoko's contract because they want to cash in on the value of their young star, as he has become one of the most coveted players in all of Europe. Well, Moukoko's agent has spoken today about that possible renewal, and he has said that the negotiations with Dortmund are going really well, and even though they're not about to sign that extension, they are very close in doing so. So it seems that Barcelona could end up missing out on the signing of Moukoko, because if Dortmund do end up renewing the contract of their young player, they're most likely going to be placing a very high release clause in the contract. And given the club's difficult financial situation, it's most likely that Barcelona are not going to be able to afford paying that release clause. Now, another player that Barcelona could be missing out on the signing is the Brazilian Vitor Roque. Now, as I reported previously, Vitor Roque is a 17-year-old striker who currently plays for the Brazilian club Atlético Paranaense, and Barcelona have been in communication with the player and his camp for quite some time, because they were very interested in signing him once he turns 18 and can make that jump to the European football. Well, it's now being announced that Atlético Paranaense have placed a 100 million euro release clause in their player's contract, because even though there's not a lot of talk in the media about Vitor Roque, a lot of footballing scouts are saying that he's the biggest generational talent to come out of Brazil, even bigger than Endrick. Now, Barcelona had the Vitor Roque situation under control for the past 2 years, but now that's been announced that he has a 100 million euro release clause, and with the difficult situation of the club, Barcelona could end up missing out on the signing of this young Brazilian star, and as such, Real Madrid have initiated contact with his camp. Now, hopefully Barcelona can find some kind of solution to either Moukoko or Vitor Roque, because it will be a big shame that Barcelona miss out on the signing of these 2 young talents in the upcoming years, especially after missing out on the signing of Endrick. Now, on to the news that Inter Milan are insisting on signing Barcelona's midfielder Franck Kessie. Now, Kessie has not been getting much playing time with Barcelona, and as such, several clubs have reached out to Barcelona to declare their interest in the Ivorian midfielder. And Inter Milan is one of those clubs, and it seems that the Serie A club are insisting on signing Franck Kessie. While Barcelona have no intention on offloading Franck Kessie in the winter transfer market, per Xavi's request, who wants to keep Franck Kessie at least until the end of the season to give the Ivorian midfielder more time to continue his adaptation process and see if he can end up succeeding at the club. Now, we will end today's video with the news that Xavi seems to have found a solution for the replacement of Robert Lewandowski. Now, as I reported previously, Robert Lewandowski has been issued a 3-match ban after he received a red card in Barcelona's last match before the World Cup began against Osasuna. And as such, Xavi has been weighing all his options on who could replace Robert Lewandowski in the 3 upcoming matches, which will be difficult and challenging for Barcelona, given that the club are set to face off against Espanyol in the Catalan Derby, followed by matches against Atletico de Madrid and Getafe. Well, it was initially thought that Memphis Depay could take the place of Lewandowski, and his offloading from the club could be delayed by a few weeks. However, since Depay will most likely be leaving the club, it's now being decided that Ansu Fati will replace Robert Lewandowski in that center forward role. Now, I'm glad to see that Xavi is giving the young Ansu Fati this opportunity to prove himself, because after all, as I reported previously, Xavi was set to meet with Ansu Fati upon his return from the World Cup to ask him to increase his level and performance to those levels before his injury. Now, Barcelona have given an update on why Ansu Fati has yet to return to his level before his injury, and it seems that Ansu Fati had to increase his muscle volume in order to protect his knee from any future injuries, and this added weight has affected Ansu Fati's adaptability, because after all, Ansu Fati has always been an explosive and very fast player, and this increased weight has affected his speed and explosiveness, so the player is still adapting and getting used to the added weight. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like. Also, I'd like to invite all of you to please leave a comment down below, giving me all your thoughts and opinions about all the news that I share with you. And finally, I would like to invite all of you to please subscribe to the channel so you can stay current on all the latest news in regards to our beloved club, FC Barcelona. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. And as always, Visca Barça.